How you doing, guys? Welcome back to the Poise Showcase series, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Exile Greatsword, the first curved greatsword that I've had a look at in my series so far. Now, straight over to my status page, I'm at soul level 125, wearing the Prisoner's Chain as per usual for those extra 5 points in Vigor, Endurance and Vitality. And those are my stats there, guys. So I've got 24 in Strength, 16 in Dexterity, 27 in Intelligence and 30 in Faith. Now, two-handed, the Exile Greatsword here gets 711 AR, and that's because I have it infused with a Dark Gem, so it works well here with my points in Intelligence and Faith. As with the Dark Gem infusion, the Exile Greatsword gets an A scaling in both Faith and Intelligence for that sweet 711 AR two-handed. Now, the Dark Gem infusion also helps you against those meta shield setups. So against the Black Knight shield popular setup in the metagame right now, you really need something that can chip through them, and the Dark Infusion works best. And in order to enhance the pressure building abilities that this build has, not only is the Dark Exile Greatsword great at chipping through shields, especially with those running attacks, but I also have a Dark Longsword plus 10 here in my left hand as well, to also add to those pressure building abilities there, guys, against that shield turtle setup. Now, 711 AR, two-handed, but one-handed as well, we're still getting 675 AR, so still pretty damn incredible. And when we do have the Dark Longsword in the offhand here, the Longsword itself is hitting for 483 AR. So it's quite a heavy-hitting build, both one-handed and two-handed, and we're really going to be capitalizing on the running attack of the Curved Greatsword in conjunction with the roll-catching abilities of the Dark Longsword, while also using it to finish people off and to deal with unfavorable matchups. Now, I also have the Sacred Chime of Filianor there in my second right-hand slot, so I like opening a match with the Sacred Chime and casting Bountiful Light. Bountiful Light lasts 60 seconds, gives you 7 HP regen per tick, and obviously that stacks with the Blessed Cestus for a total of 9 HP regen per tick. Now, if you do have the time at the beginning of a match to do it, I would also suggest using the Pray for Favor ability of the Sacred Chime of Filianor, as that will also stack with Bountiful Light and the Blessed Cestus for about 12 HP regen per tick for at least 60 seconds of the match. And unlike the Gentle Prayer ability from the Priest Chime, the actual Pray for Favor ability from the Sacred Chime of Filianor doesn't actually require you to have the Sacred Chime equipped in your right hand. So essentially you can get off the Pray for Favor and then switch over to the Exile Greatsword and still reap the benefits of that total HP regen there, guys, for at least 60 seconds of the match, which is pretty damn awesome, as it's going to help you with your trading capabilities there, essentially helping you tank more hits. Now, over to the armor here, guys. I have a Cathedral Knight helm, Gundir's armor, Havel's gauntlets, and Havel's leggings for a total armor poise of 46.84. Now, having a poise this high with a curved greatsword essentially means that we can infinitely hyper armor trade against every two-handed R1 up to and including regular hammers and also greatswords, and we can tank one two-handed R1 without getting poise broken from ultras, great axes, and great hammers. So essentially against those faster weapon classes, we'll be able to outpoise them and outtrade them. And the good thing about having a poise level this high as well is that the actual running attack of this weapon is uninterruptible by fast weapon regular attacks, and I have tested this. So essentially this means that if you have someone who's fighting you with a straight sword or a katana or a spear or any fast weapon, you don't really have to worry about timing that much with your running attack. As long as you get in those active frames, you will be able to punch through the regular attacks of that faster weapon and get in your running attack anyway, which is absolutely incredible. But obviously against those heavier weapon classes, we'll be trading against them instead. But I do suggest that against great hammers and ultra great swords and great axes, you don't really go for those trades. Instead, you pick them apart here with your running attacks out of active frames, or you use your Dark Longsword to do the same thing to hit them out of active frames. And when you do whittle them down enough, then you can go in for that last trade, because you can survive one two-handed R1, so it'll let you get in your two-hit combo there to finish them off. And this is assuming that they are obviously poise optimized. I mean, if you're fighting heavier weapons and the guy's wearing rags, then you will be able to beat them at the trade, because the first attack from your curved greatsword will poise break them, while you'll be able to tank their opening hit, so you'll still be able to get your two-hit combo against those less poise optimized opponents. Now, essentially with this particular build, we are going to be taking advantage primarily of the running attack from the Curved Greatsword, because it is arguably the best attack in its moveset, and obviously we'll be able to punch through those faster weapon classes because of our poise optimization. And we will be switching out to our Dark Longsword as well when we need to switch it up in terms of combos, to roll catch, and also to help us finish people off or deal with unfavorable matchups. So that's pretty much the strategy here, guys, with the poise enhancement as pretty much that, an enhancement to this particular build, but we are going to be using our speed as our advantage here, guys. Now keep in mind that the entire moveset of the Curved Greatsword class can be parried, so you really need to be careful of those parry kings out there, guys. It's really about playing less predictably, so don't go for those obvious running attacks if you can see your opponent has a parrying tool in that right hand or left hand, because it's obvious they're going to go for a parry and they'll probably get it. So it's about staggering out those attacks, being a bit less predictable, and mixing it up with your Dark Longsword as well when you need to, in order to avoid that obvious parry. Now in terms of the weapon art with this weapon, it's this spin slash variation. Now look guys, I think it's useless to be honest in PvP, at least in 1v1 PvP. I probably won't be using the weapon art at all in this video, mainly because it's just not very good. I mean, it's very telegraphed, very easy to you know, sort of sidestep, and obviously it leaves you wide open at the end of that last attack there for someone to come in there and, you know, backstab you or hyper armor trade against you for the win. So it's not a very good weapon art in my opinion, and I'll much more be focusing here on the running attack in combination with a couple of trades when we get the advantage, and obviously our Dark Longsword as well. So that's pretty much the build here, guys. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It is pretty damn awesome. Now, in terms of rings here, guys, we are using the Chloranthian Ring +3, Prisoner's Chain, Havel's Ring +3, and the Ring of Favor +3 to round out the build here, guys. So here we go. Let's go straight into the arena. Alrighty, guys, here we go. Looks like we have a pyro over there. Whoop. Shadow of Alone. Obviously a reference to Sir Alone from Dark Souls 2, the DLC. Got a very reactive Pyromancer here, which is the way to go, honestly. Best playstyle. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. A lot of people don't like it. They're like, the passive reactive playstyle is shit. But it is the most effective playstyle in the game for obvious reasons. Especially when you're fighting guys with big heavy weapons. You want to hit them outside of those active frames, so obviously the passive reactive playstyle is going to be the best way to go about it. So we'll just pivot ourselves just around that black serpent there. Oh, and GG. Good match. Alrighty guys, next up in the arena. Switching over to that perseverance, but you know, we can pick him apart. And there's our poise optimization kicking in. GG. Alrighty guys, next up in the arena. We have a sorcerer with the classic homing soul mass setup over there. Which isn't that difficult to dodge, to be honest, guys. Getting a bit of latency here. Just use our Poise there to trade with that stance weapon art. Keeping in mind that we are getting quite a bit of latency there. But our running attack can just punch through those fast weapon attacks without getting staggered, guys. So use that to your advantage. Alrighty guys, next match. Battle of the running attacks. Murakumo versus the Exile Greatsword. Look at that, 610. There we go, GG. Alrighty guys, next up in the arena here today. Ghost Shocker 29. GG, Ghost Shocker. Alrighty guys, next match. Looks like we have a katana user over there. Can expect this to be a battle of the running attacks here today. Maybe, perhaps. Using the Fright Blade. Switched out to a Cestus there, probably waiting for us to go for that running attack. can just poise through that weapon up. GG. Alrighty guys, next up in the arena. Nice big hit there. I got whoop, flattened on my ass, which is pretty cool. You don't see it that often. Gotta watch out for that parrying arm. Come out of nowhere, really. There we go for that trade. Ooh, it's going for that parry. Just confusing a little bit. You know, go for that running attack, but then switch up to your L2s from your straight sword. Alrighty guys, next up in the arena. Present axe over there. I don't think it actually has the axe moveset. It's a halberd. Or it has the halberd moveset. Notice how we just punched through his halberd R1 there with our running attack without getting poise broken. GG. Alrighty guys, next up in the arena. Looks like we have a able monster over there. An impatient able monster with a it's like the Hollow Slayer Greatsword. Really trying to get us with that poke. Went in with our straight sword there. That's okay. He gave us the point down, right? Yeah, buddy. Alrighty guys, let's go for one last match. Got a rusher. Whoops. Damn. Thought he had me there. Switched out his parrying tool. To no avail. Whoops. Even though we got hit by a running attack as well. Although his one didn't really do that much damage though in comparison. Ours finished the job. GG. Alrighty guys, so that brings us to the end of this particular video here today, taking a look at the Exile Curved Greatsword. I hope you enjoyed this one guys. It was absolutely monstrous to use in the arena. I had a lot of success with this one here. Obviously it has some pretty good hard counters, namely being that the entire moveset from the Curved Greatsword and the Dark Longsword in the offhand can actually be parried fairly easily, so you really have to be aware of that. Also, the Curved Greatsword moveset isn't the best. I much prefer the movesets of the other heavier weapon classes, so I would see that personally as a little bit of a disadvantage, especially when it comes to trades. As I feel that the Curved Greatsword moveset, you know, it's a little bit slow. I don't actually have the frame data to say it's slower than something like a Great Hammer, but it just feels a little bit cumbersome in my opinion. So that's a particular weakness there as well. But all in all, I think this build has a lot of versatility. I had great success using it in the arena with all its potential combo setups. And the fact that it does hit exceptionally hard all around, one-handed and two-handed as well. And we are poise optimized also, so we can trade quite well against virtually anything in the game. You just have to get really good at you know, figuring out what you can and can't trade against and whether that trade is favorable for you. So once you get that down pat, then you can really use these poise monsters to your advantage, as obviously trading is one of the advantages of having a build like this, but obviously it's not the only thing that you'll be relying on. I mean, it depends on the weapon that you use also, and for the Curved Greatsword, it's obviously that sweet running attack. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, hit the like button. If you're enjoying my content, please subscribe. And as always guys, thank you for watching.